A 14-year-old boy who remains anonymous has been charged with the murder of an RAF cadet, his name Nathaniel Shani, who was also 14 years of age. He was stabbed to death in an inner city neighbourhood, specifically Halfbury, which is in North Manchester, England. He was stabbed last Friday at around 6 p.m, and a 14-year-old boy has been charged with his murder. A 13-year-old boy was also arrested on suspicion of murder, but he has since been released on bail. The article lists many statements from family, friends, as well as members of the RAF Air Cadets. They're all very praising of Nathaniel. He's described as being a best friend to many. He never failed to make people laugh. He was very kind, caring. He always thought of others. He was polite and the most loving person. He would always put other people first without a thought. He was an amazing brother and a son. Of course, full condolences to all family, friends, other members of the RAF Air Cadets, his schoolmates, his school teachers, everyone from the local community. Again, this tragedy occurred last Friday at around 6 p.m. in the neighbourhood in which he lived, which is Halfbury in North Manchester, England. There is a GoFundMe page, which of course you may be in a position to contribute to. And that's pretty much all the information that we have at this point. Police have declined to provide further details in regards to the attack, and the reasoning there is because the investigation is still open. So let's hope that the investigation does continue unimpeded. Again, a 14-year-old boy has been charged with Nathaniel's murder. A 13-year-old boy was initially arrested on suspicion of murder. He has since been released on bail. We're not told what the 13-year-old boy has actually been charged with. My presumption would be the 13-year-old boy is still considered to be involved, or at least potentially involved, at least to some extent. So let's hope that justice is served. Should a 13-year-old boy, a 14-year-old boy get a light sentence as and when they're found guilty of stabbing to death a 14-year-old boy, Nathaniel Shani? Should we just say, oh, boys will be boys. Oh, it's only a bit of a stabbing went wrong. Let's give him a pass. Let's just put him in a juvenile facility for a couple of years and then let them go. Well, if this was in Scotland, yeah, that would probably be the case. This happened in Halfbury, perhaps I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I'm not quite sure, but North Manchester, England. I'd be interested to find out what the sentence is. Of course, there'll need to be a trial prior to that, but I would be confident that the age of the boys involved, 13 years old, 14 years old, is enough to secure a light sentence, which I personally do not approve of. I think if you go around stabbing people, well, then you're not right in the head. You're not a normal member of society. You're a danger to society, and you need to be locked up for the protection of others in the society, and as punishment and as retribution for the family and the friends, those that are really touched and hurt, traumatized by the loss of their son, their brother, their friend, their fellow RAF cadet, their schoolmate, Nathaniel Shani. Too many people are too harmed by this needless, senseless, perhaps even motiveless murder, such that society needs retribution. If we don't get retribution, we're going to be angry. And it's not good to have that many people that angry, that hurt, that upset, that emotionally ripped apart if they see that the perpetrators go through a trial, get found guilty, but get a very light sentence. So I do hope that a harsh sentence is applied. I could give a fuck about the boys involved that murdered 14-year-old Nathaniel Shani. Fuck them. They had an opportunity to be a member of the community. They fucked up. Perhaps it's the parents' fault. I would dare say that it is to some extent. But regardless, they made a choice to stab somebody, or at least one of them did. And they need to face the consequences. So that's pretty much all the information that we have, all the comments I can make. So I'm going to wrap things up at this point. I have made this video later than I would have liked. I'll try to keep on top of things. If you do appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you're in a position to consider joining my memberships, that would be great, but it's okay if you choose not to, that's fine. I'm going to wrap things up at this point. Thanks for listening. Take care.